Okay, Black Friday is here, and as we all know, it's not just one day anymore. It's a week, maybe two. And don't you miss the one-day craziness? That Black Friday? No. Okay. So in this video, I will tell you every single best deal that I personally found, items that I absolutely love and use every single day, or I had and regret selling them. So first thing is memory and storage. Whenever you edit some footage or you just need to store something, and also just if you work off of them like a video editing, this Samsung T7 is like 50% off, depending on obviously what kind of like size you're going to choose. But you can spend like $100 for, I do believe, like a terabyte of the SSD. It's a great deal for so fast of an SSD. So next we're going to go into the field of SD cards. Now, when it comes to SD, you want to make sure you are choosing the right SD. There's tons of deals right now, but the ones that you want to look for is V90, especially if you are shooting 8K slow motion, super slow motion with your camera, some raw footage. You want to make sure those speeds are listed there. And my personal favorite, now that's the one that I actually saw the Black Friday deal, is the Lexar, and these are the ones that you want to look for. Pick up a couple of these, especially if you have dual car slots when you're shooting simultaneously. I do use Pro Grade, but they, for some reason, I did not see any kind of deal on the Black Friday for that particular brand. Otherwise, Lexar and Pro Grade, those are the ones that I always stick with. And of course, Sony, but they're freaking expensive, and I don't think they do have any kind of deals, good deals on those cards. But something might change, but be on the lookout for those because that storage is so important. Now going into creative tools, the fog machine from Ulanzi. If you are into that product photography or videography and you need some fog, or even like just creating an atmosphere before your shoot or so, all you have to do, just press the button and now you see it's getting fogged out, so you don't need that I guess mist filters. You can just simply use this, and it has a remote. Now I had quite a bit of issues with this machine just simply because I was not reading the description properly. I bought the unit without the fog liquid, without the batteries. There are specific batteries that you need. So I'm going to leave a proper review down in the description or in the corner, so you will see exactly what I've been through and don't make mistakes like I did. And one advice for you, when you spray that and create this like flowing fog, do not put it on hardwood floors because you might slip and fall. Great unit. I would highly recommend you pick it up, and it is on sale for 20% off. So next creative thing, it is a Aperture MC light, and I do have that one right here. And it creates this like ambient light. It's tiny. It has a little diffuser that you actually put on this light. It has magnets, so you can slap it onto a specific metal. You can put it on top of your camera. Obviously, Sonys don't need a lot of light. If there's no light bulbs in your lamps when you're shooting something, or you want to make it better, you might get an amazing setup just by using these little things. I highly recommend this. So the next thing is clamps and magic arms. You can attach so many different things. I'm actually attaching the tube light here just by using a friction arm. You can attach microphone lights on top of your cage. Everybody also using these, so POV shots where you actually attach, let's say, a phone or something in front of your camera and shoot really cool, unique shots. But keep in mind, a lot of folks showing how they're attaching this to a table or to like a doorway. These things, if you tighten them so hard, you might have a dent on your doorway or on your table. So be careful, don't ruin your surfaces that you're attaching these to. It is definitely a must-have in your toolkit. So now talking about having something on the doorways and everything, it is a PGY Tech MantisPod. It has the 3 legs, they fold down for you to actually use it as a vlogging set. You have a cold shoe attachment here where you actually need some kind of mic. You can slap it on this cold shoe and use it. You have this cell phone holder folds, and you can hide it underneath this big leg. And on this big leg, you have this little hook that extracts, and you can just attach it like so, put a camera on it, and you can shoot like those cool, unique shots of over the doorway or some sort of fence. You know, like I need to just vlog using this. You just use this Mantis tripod to attach it. Obviously keep it simple. You're not going to be putting something like this huge rig on this device. Sony FX3, FX30 stripped down, or maybe with cage. This is perfect for that. Highly recommend picking this up because it is a great tool. Now, attaching things to surfaces and to the walls, one thing I discovered is this small rig suction cup. And it is such a cool device and is super powerful. I was really blown away when I actually start attaching this to a drywall that has some grooves and texture on it. I always thought that these suction cups, you can only put them on something just flat or windshield, top of the car hood. But this thing is solid. I mean, I don't think that you ever gonna just detach it from the surface. And how it works is simply you set it and then you pump until you actually don't see the white line. And that's it. It is on there for sure. And to take it off, hold these two flops on the side, let some air in, and then you take it off. It does leave some like rings and spots because it just gets into it so hard. Same thing with the windshield. I tried it on my vehicle, just slap it on the windshield, attach my Osmo Pocket 3 on it, and on the camera, it holds really good, but it leaves some stains, which is, I mean, you can wipe them off, but just so you know. Next one is a V-mount battery plate to rig up your camera. This one is so unique and so good. I got a couple of them. I actually have one that is permanently on my desk. So I just slide the camera onto it and just film, attach the V-mount battery and film for a long times. Plates, they just slide out like so. This is Swiss plate that you can put on your Peak Design tripod, your Lanzi tripods, Falcon plates. It just absolutely works with all of them. This V-mount plate, you slide this thing on, lock it, and it allows you to also have this V-mount battery that just goes on the back. But you can do so many different customizations. You can lower that V-mount battery down below. You can slide this thing closer to the camera. I highly suggest you picking it up. And talking about the batteries, you definitely want to pick up the discounted Black Friday deal from SmallRig V-mount batteries that have all the ports in the perfect locations. When you actually slap this onto your setup on your rig, you can connect not only your camera to it, you can also put a monitor, other devices, light, and power everything with just one V-mount battery. It lasted me for a half-day shoot without problem. So next category is audio, and I'm currently using this mic. This is what you're hearing right now, and it's Synco D2 mic. I made a video about this that is so close to the legendary Sennheiser 416 microphone. The bass that comes out of it, it's just perfect for a shotgun setups for interviews. When you have this on one of those friction arms, a C-stand attached, pair that with the 32-bit float recorder, you cannot beat that. Especially if you're a one-man band, this is hands down the most budget, high-value microphone that I have ever tried. And there's so many other reviewers that are just praising this microphone. I'm very surprised that it's such a low price for this kind of mic. Moving on from the microphone that I have right here is Zoom F3. This thing is a game changer, and I'm dead serious about talking how it is a game changer because this 32-bit flow recorder is tiny. I mean, it's just, my mouse is bigger than this recorder. It provides the phantom power which this shotgun microphone needs. The only thing I wish this had was very detailed information on how much battery you have left. It's not a big deal for me because I have rechargeable lithium-ion batteries that are just always swapped before going on the shoot, and it lasts 4 or 5 hours solid. This is super cool device. Okay, so the next device, it is made by this creator who absolutely loves Transformers to save his life, even though he probably can play Hulk pretty easy. Peter from Sweden, he made this tri-charge. So what this device does, it holds 3 Z100 batteries. Then you have 3 SD card slots, 2 micro SD cards in between, and then you have CF Express Type A cards. So it's really a unique story about this saving my butt. So I'm going to shoot, tossing this in the backpack, setting everything up on the location, and I realized that I forgot my Pelican with all the SD cards. I almost shit my pants. Then I realized that I have a tri-charge with some backup SD cards. It absolutely was life-saving. At the end of the day, I'm done with the shoot. I put all these batteries back on the tri-charge. Whatever juice left on those batteries, you have out that you can plug in a USB-C and charge your drone, your phone, some other devices, whatever is left on these batteries that you already used out throughout the day. I'm very, very impressed and very thankful for awesome people that create these kind of things. Hey, Peter. Hope I saw to my bra. Hope I didn't butcher that one. AirPods Pro. Finally, it has USB-C. The noise cancellation, you just cannot believe how good it is. And when you put those in, pairs up perfectly with this device, Avantree Relay. So you attach this to your Sony camera paired up with the L-shape jack, and it just sits flush or dangles flush on the side where the headphone jack goes in, connecting that to your AirPods, and you monitor wirelessly, monitor your camera. There is a delay, but because of the noise cancellation on the AirPods Pro, you cannot hear the talent. All you hear is actually feed from your camera. This always have placed in my bag because look how tiny this thing is. So just to be on safe side, if for some reason something's going on with these ones, battery dies or whatnot, I always have a backup in my backpack, a wired headphones from Apple. It looks kind of beat up, but it works. So we're going to shift gears to an actual software. I've been Final Cut Pro guy for as long as I can remember. I can cut and edit videos with my eyes closed on Final Cut. But when I tried DaVinci Resolve, and one thing that I was always curious about is to get into that professional color grading field. And you can bundle the actual license for the NLE of DaVinci Resolve with something like a speed editor or micro color panel. These two things, at first I'm like, I don't need that. I can do everything with shortcuts. But when I actually got the speed editor, it took me about a week and it saved me probably 20% on my sift through like in and out points and dropping footage down on the timeline. I got so much faster with that speed editor, and it works wirelessly. I can attach it to my laptop, iPad. Honestly, these two boards live on my desktop. The color panel, it took me about 2 weeks of just working on it and to not watch and see what I'm doing with my hands. It speeds up your color grading so much. I'm not even kidding. And I think every respectful editor needs to have this one and at least just try it, because after a month of using this thing, I promise you will thank me. Now we're going to the lenses, and lenses right now on B&H, Amazon, they all just $100 off, $50 off. It's nothing substantial, but if you're talking about the value and the biggest discount you can possibly get is 2 lenses I would suggest for you to look at. If you're a Sony shooter, you have E-mount system, this is crazy good deal, and those lenses are great. So the first lens is 17 to 28 2.8 Tamron. It is a wide lens, nothing, oh my gosh, crazy. There's no like extra buttons on it, but it works. The image is sharp, it is wide, and one of the most anticipated lenses that came out this year was the Tamron 35 to 150. Constantly can have 2.8 aperture on this lens. The range for one lens, yes, it is bulky, it is heavy, but you have these 2 lenses and you're all set. You don't need nothing else. One is $150, the other one is $200. Pick these up before it's too late, honestly. This is a great, great deal. Okay, talking about cameras. There's not a tons of deals with cameras. Maybe you're in APS-C and then you want to move up to full frame. This is the time to do it, just simply because some of the supposedly flagships coming out, and the other really high quality Sony full body cameras are dropping their prices. So one of those deals for Sony is the OG Sony a7S III. That camera made me so much money. So it is 4K, 120 frames per second, 12 megapixel sensor, which is not a lot, but it allows that camera to see in dark. I'm not joking as I say I cannot see with my own eyes as that camera can see in the dark. 12,800 ISO, that's that second base ISO that kicks in. It is nuts. I never had a camera, besides obviously FX3 that I'm shooting on right now, I never had a camera that can see in the dark. That camera is hands down one of the best cameras still to this day. I think it's been 4 years now since the launch. Still, it is a fantastic camera to pick up. Next camera that I think you should absolutely look into, the best hybrid camera out there. If you're shooting photos, you're shooting videos, it can do it all. If you're trying to get perfect value for money, I think $2,000 or something, that's a steal for that camera. So next camera, that's the one that I have a shot up top, and I'm shooting right now 8K down at the desk so I can crop in as much as I want to without losing the quality. The A7R5. So that's the camera that actually introduced the flip out rotating LCD screen plus the AI. It shoots 8K, 60 megapixel sensor. That is, oh my gosh, that's way more than enough. So that camera is kind of like a high level of the A7 IV. Professional photographers, that thing is, that's solid choice. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to keep that one just for photos and just have a secondary 8K because I pre-ordered the Sony A1 II. Speaking of A1 II, A1 is now on huge sale. It's like $1,000 off. If you can live without having that flip out as LCD screen and some other features that Sony might give an update on that A1, if you have, $5,000 to spare, that is the flagship of the Sony cameras, A1, that everybody was just wanting to have. Okay, this is all the deals that I absolutely advise you to look into, and I stand by it. That's the deals that you get the most value for your money. If there's something that I missed, please don't hesitate to put it in the description below. If there's some kind of mad deal that everybody should know about, please do that, and thank you. Otherwise, hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, it's free. And I will see you guys in the next one. Happy shopping. See ya.